All right, well, hey, it's me, 5XP, and we are, boy, are we. We are going to entertain Mr. the Nukealope for this afternoon's stream. Kingdom Death Monster Vignette of Death. These vignettes are designed as a one-shot taster. Maybe you don't have enough time for a campaign. Maybe you just want to introduce the game to your friends. They're basically just a challenge, and they all come with, you know, some way to introduce the game and then also integrate the new content into a new campaign. Here's the strain milestone, the kind of challenge card these things come with for this vignette. So it's fizzle contamination. So resolve the last explosion in the storybook. And if we do that, the poisoned groundwater nourishes the orcanthus blooms. Monsters nibbling on the crumbling leaves die, vomiting the slurry of their melted organs. Rarely they survive, transformed with atomic power. Campaigns of the Screaming Lope may now hunt the Nukealope. So, the last explosion story. Let's go over that real quick. So in this book is a little manga taster teaser comic. Let me find a page I'm legally allowed to display on Twitch. Look at that. There. Quick flash. Flash. All right, so there are 4 survivors. And is that going to show up? Probably not. Yeah. There is Monday, Ashbloom, Ashroot, who are twins, and Nostin. The 4 of these guys, the whole story is these 4 survivors are kind of in an endless loop of attacking the Nukealope. Oh, what's up, Necro? Good morning. These 4 survivors are caught in a loop where they are constantly hunting this Nukealope, and they're constantly dying, and then they're being reborn with the help of a magic ring that basically rewinds time right before the fight. And at this point, Nostin, the older veteran guy, is at wit's end. Apparently, your mind stays, but your body refreshes. So, like, they know they've been doing this over and over and over, and he is caught in basically hell with these 3 people he can't tolerate and wants it to end. All right, so he smashes the ring, you know, trying for a final release. Like, you're like, I can't take it no more, I'm out, hoping he's gonna die. And the other 3 are like, yeah, what great motivation, yeah, burn the ships, we can't turn back. And he's just face palming. But now we're gonna start the fight at that moment where they are attempting their last heroic, you know, hurrah against this Nukealope. So we have 4 incredibly complex survivors. So if you have a choice, if you're going to go out and get a vignette, at this point I would probably recommend getting the Giga Lion based on the complexity of the survivor builds. Because like I said, these guys are doozies. But they do set up some incredible combinations, some 1-2 punches in ways to play. As a solo player, there's a lot going on. Like, you might see my CPU overheat and maybe some steam come out occasionally, or maybe some floating formula. I go down to 1 thread on my processor, so it is really complex. So I'm begging you to help me out on this one. So I'm 5XP, and I got the nickname because I maybe forget occasionally some important rule bits. That's just me. That's a party quirk, so to speak. So we're going to go over all these survivors, their builds, what maybe makes them special, and then just start the showdown and see where it goes. The monster, being basically a regular Nukealope or regular Screaming Antelope, gets a couple extra traits. gets some extra cards put in, but it behaves just like an antelope. Like the point is, it's not a new monster, it's just a different version of it, kind of like the Beasts of Sorrow and things like that in the core game. So let's try going over just the Screaming Antelope real quick. The Vignette monster is a level 2, so it's not indomitable, which hopefully that'll come into play today. Indomitable basically means they don't get knocked down and stay down. They get up quick. So I'm hoping there's a lot of opportunities for knockdowns with this set. I'm hoping we can utilize that to get some free hits. So 17 health, that's 9 plus 6 plus 1, and movement is 9, toughness is 11. The weapons here, we have a base strength of 5, 3, 8. I don't see the toughness really being a big factor as how we're going to lose this. I think it's going to be other things. Speed gets 2 extra dice on its attack profile, but no extra damage. That should help. We'll see. It gets damage from other stuff, and we'll talk about that. But it's not on its attack profile. It does lots of damage, but not on attacks, and that is going to just sidestep things like block, and it's going to be interesting. It does have 3 traits out the gate, which replace a normal lope trait. So let's get on that. Oh, it's the... All right, I think somebody was talking about this. So the graze is upgraded, right? So full move the monster towards the closest survivor. Hey, brah. Let's go ask Bloom. Mind your language. It full moves to the nearest survivor, not acanthus. All right. So, and its segmented tail scoops the survivor into its waiting maw, gaining gobbled up. So it's not grazing in the traditional sense that we know a lope to graze. Let's go back to that tail we just mentioned. One of the traits is prehensile tail. Prehensile means it can pick stuff up, it can move. All right, so all of the monster's attack profiles gain after damage. And that being the monster's tail darts around, grabs them, throws them in the blind spot, slams them down for monster level damage. So after any attack profile from a card that is an attack, it's going to grab them and slam them down. Right? So that is no fun. Then we have the opposite. So it's inert, starts inert, then it becomes see-through as active. Instead of slamming him down behind him, he's going to shove him into his maw, and you're going to be gobbled up. So I don't know how these traits are going to be played with as far as when they go active and whatnot, and we'll figure that out later as we go along. Hopefully it's a surprise. Atomic Vigor, whenever the monster consumes, I think it's basically saying anything, whether it's terrain, gear, acanthus, and anything. When it consumes, or when a survivor gains gobbled up, which there are ways, randomly flip one of these things to active. Okay, so maybe that's probably how it happens all right there. Then the active side is whenever okay, same thing, but then we get a bonus at the start of the monster's turn. He gets an AI, so he gets berserk. When his vigor gets flipped, he goes berserk, gets an extra AI. Then we have critical mass. This is what I'm thinking we're going to die from, probably repeatedly. And that is when the monster collides with the survivor. That is anytime the monster will move through a square the survivor is occupying. This guy explodes. So he's got a touchy trigger finger, right? And so every time somebody touches him, he goes berserk. And anything in this critical zone, 3 away in all directions, they're going to take 2 damage to 2 locations. That little star, remember, is monster level. So 2 damage everywhere in the critical zone. And then we have an upgraded version of this is at the end of the monster turn, target the furthest survivor, zoom to him, move through him, and then stop. Of course, that's going to be moving through him, which is going to be causing a collision, means splodies. So this thing, it stinks. this is what I think stinks right now, is the wording of this right here. Randomly flip. Oh, baby. So there's one of my favorite things about this game is the replay value. We don't get to pick which one gets flipped. We gets to roll like a d6 or something and just hope something good happens. All right, so before I get moving on here and discussing survivors, the game requests that we make not a wager, but there's a clause here in the storybook called inescapable. So during the Showdown setup, Nostin, grizzly old man who hates his life at the moment, records 3 predictions based on an eternity of suffering. So which survivor gains gobbled up first, which survivor draws the trap first, and which survivor suffers a severe injury first. I'm going to leave it up to you guys on this one. We're going to see who gets gobbled up first. We'll leave that up for a few moments, and then we'll do the next one and the next one. So I do not want to min-max this. I do not care. I want to play it just for funsies. So pick one you want. Don't pick one that you're going to try rules-wise to make it happen or not make it happen. Just what is this card? Is it a couple wavy lines? Is it a star? You know, just make a prediction. Hit bang, vote, and then space and what color. And the colors are, well, let's see. You know, probably should go over here and show the colors then, shouldn't I? There we go. Nostin's blue, Ash Bloom is red, Ash Root is green, and Monday is white. So hit that bang, vote, and the color according to the player. Give me a prediction what you guys think. All right. And then we'll move on to, we'll do the same thing before the next feature. Now, since Bra's here, we have, I think there were only 2 other videos that I saw that had done this before. And one is Bra Mithra. Thanks, bud. We appreciate all you do. The other was Deno, Big Deno. Appreciate all he does. And it does feel that everybody, and I know I'm going to do it too, they're doing this solo and these complex survivors. There's going to be a lot of, no, wait. But no, okay, wait, hold on. No, there's going to be millions of 5 XP moments. Millions of them. So, if I get to... Yes, yeah, okay, Necro's on it, Necro's on it. If I get to 5 XP moments, and we're going to have somebody with a chalkboard, you know, doing tally marks, I'm throwing a gifted sub out there. So somebody's getting a Twitch sub on me for me being me. So, oh, look at that. We already got one. Cheers, man. Thanks for those gifts. You're so generous. All right, so what we gonna do? Let's talk about our first one. Who's the first one I have on the board? Let's go Monday. Oh, man, she's special. She's so special. All right, I'm going to cover it up here in a minute. We're going to start with this. Monday. So this is generally kind of where in the campaign they are. It doesn't tell us what campaign they're doing, whether it's People of the Sun, People of the Lantern, People of the Star. I don't think it matters. I think we're generally supposed to assume that it's about Lantern Year 11. They have not innovated Surge yet, so it feels very much like the campaign that we just finished here on channel back in Feb, where we did not get Surge for the longest time. And honestly, if these guys had Surge, they'd be overpowered. I think there's so many act items that they have on their boards. They would be very, very difficult not to win, not to table the lope. So I'm glad they do not have Surge. Surge is a survivor skill that during certain elements of the game, they can pause, time out, and spend survival to do an activation of some kind, whatever it is. And they don't have that, so they can't attack, use their regular turn attack, and then spend survival to attack again, or attack in the monster's turn on a flow. Can't do that. So we've got to be really careful on how we go about this. So Monday, 3 insanity, 2s across the board from her armor, and we'll get to that in a moment. 6 survival, no stats whatsoever. How this campaign got to year 11 with absolutely 0 stats for new survivors or whatnot, I don't know. It's impressive. It's impressive. She's got Shadow Stalker armor. We'll go over that here. This is so cool. I am so pleased with a lot of this stuff. Just maybe necessarily didn't wish I was doing this solo. I handed 2 off to somebody and just focusing on 2 for me, that would have been great. This would be great. All right, so if you would die and there's a shade on the board, anywhere on the board, you meld into shadow, you heal all your, not your armor, you heal your injuries, and erase all permanent injuries. You suffered this fight, and she comes back. She replaces that shadow, that shade, and comes back to life. I think that is freaking amazing, right? I just, maybe we'll have to do that. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll see. So now we have a little motivation to not necessarily kill shades on first sight. Maybe we want to keep them around a little bit. We'll find out. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to game the game. So just play min-maxy. I feel like that's going to have to be something we pay attention to at least. All right, but you can only do it once per lantern year. I feel like that's pretty generous. So once per lantern year. All right. And then she's got Trick Attack, or she's prepared, which means she's never the straggler, but it doesn't matter, right? Trick Attack. Here's her fighting art. He did it. What? So once per showdown. Again, once per showdown. If she attacks or wounds the monster from a blind spot, which is kind of like her thing, she can point to somebody else and give them, they may gain a priority target token. So it's weird why maybe you wouldn't, I don't know why you'd activate Trick Attack if it was a may and you didn't choose to give somebody priority target, but whatever. So that's an option. Maybe somebody chose not to activate their priority target stuff from another sheet. I don't know. All right, so let's talk about her board. And there's a lot to talk about here. Fecal Salve, well, we should be fairly familiar with that one, right? Oh, let's take a break. Let's see. Ash Bloom. 3 votes. Winner for Gobbled Up. Let's move on to the next one. Which survivor pulls the trap first? All right. Which survivor is going to pull the trap first? Again, this one is vote, bang, vote, space, of the color. And then while that one's going on, we'll read Report Monday. So Fecal Salve, when you depart, gain a survival, and then you can use an act to grease yourself up. And if you have the priority target token, remove it. I don't know, you smell like the ground and, I don't know, blend in. Who knows? The Shadow Stalker, Humongous, her chest armor, spaces in the monster's blind spot and spaces adjacent to obstacles. Certain terrains have the obstacle keyword, and we'll go over that here in a moment as well, are in darkness. So anything adjacent to, orthogonally adjacent to an obstacle and the monster's blind spot are darkness for the sake of her character. Not everybody. That would be very interesting. Her weapon is the Ambush Falchion. Its weapon, melee sword, finesse, and metal, although we aren't dealing with, I think there's only one person that has a weapon specialization, and it's shield, which is Interesting. All right, so blindside. So this one is crumb. What was blindside? If you wound or if you attack. Can't remember. The first reflex. If you wound the oh my gosh! What? Like, look at this guy. Look at this preparedness. All right, so gear special. When you wound the monster, I can never remember if it's wound or attack. Wound from its blind spot. All of its reflexes become failure reflexes instead of wound or standard reflex. They all become failure until the attack is complete. So with three dice on this, maybe that comes into play, maybe it doesn't, but there is prime opportunity for 5 XP moments to be had right there if I forget that one. All right, then we've got the Shadowstalker Casa, which is at the start of your act. If there is no shade, put a shade somewhere. I feel like we should be able to remember that, right? All right. Then we have the Obi, which is in darkness, plus 6 evasion. Definitely going to be forgetting that. There's another opportunity for a free sub out there. The Geta is if you are in darkness, you can spend your movement. And this is what I think I was talking to Necron. I was like, I don't think I could do it on will, but yes, you can. You can. You may spend your movement while in darkness to place yourself in an unoccupied space up to 5 spaces away. That's any 5 spaces away. And then activate a weapon in your grid to attack, and it becomes slow, which means you only roll 1 die. Limit once per round. Man, that is OP. This girl is an absolute misery to build as far as her mini. In fact, I almost rage quit. I did. I almost rage quit. And then I realized I should have made the base with the little shade stuff first, and then been able to paint the mini of her by itself. So, there's going to be challenges when I paint that one in my next life. I don't paint Survivor minis. So you get out of here. All right. And then we have Scarab Circlet. That's where she gets her extra... What's up, Ace? How you doing, buddy? That's during the showdown. When your survival reaches 0, gain a strength token. Another 5 XP opportunity. This girl's full of them. All right. So we're going to forget about her falchion. We're going to forget about her Casa. We're going to forget about her Geta and her Scarab Circlet. I mean, of course we are. It's just the way I roll. Who's next? We got Ash a Bloom. All right. Ash Bloom. Same exact stuff. 11 years in the making. No surge. 4 armor everywhere except for her waist, where she went, you cannot have mango, and ripped off her drawers in the comic book. What's a typo, bro? Oh, the H. It was voice dictated, right? They were like, Ash Bloom. You meant Ash Bloom. And like true Poots-ian fashion, no one double checked it. Oh, that's exactly how it happened. I'm gonna write the book, and therefore I'm the expert. So you're gonna have to believe me because it's written down in a book. All right, so she's got 4 armor everywhere except for her waist, which we'll get to this in a moment. Sets her free, so to speak, and we'll get to that in a moment. She has 6 movement, 2 strength, so she's one of the few people that have some extra things to do, and I like that. Stalwart, can't get knocked down with intimidate, or what's the other one? What's the other? Intimidate and trauma and intimidate. All right, and then unshackled. So secret fighting art, unshackled. We've got when you archive a gear in your gear grid, gain +1 movement and +1 speed. And you can spend an act to cast off an armor item in your gear grid. Then, of course, when you would do that, you gain a movement token and a speed token. So, she is the only one, according to this rule set, that can archive gear. I mean, they're printed on these little cardboard things that there's nothing to really remove so much. So I believe that's just their way of saying she's got some expendable items in her gear grid. We'll let her expend them And however we want to note that they are expended is up to us. But so we'll keep this in mind. There's another 5 XP option here. And she's got Wardrobe Expert. And this one's stinking cool. When you suffer severe injury at a hit location, you may archive gear worn at that location to ignore it and gain +1 survival. So she's gonna be, I don't know, I should have prepared the stripper music. You know, the old orchestration, like ba-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. You know, that one. Every time she has to archive gear. Very thematic. All right. But yeah, she's something. Tell you, she is something. Not sure what it is, but she's something. All right. As far as the gear grid goes, the Musk Bomb, top left, that's another one of those things where you can archive it. So if adjacent to the monster when it's drawing its AI cards, you may spend 2 survival to archive the bomb, roll a d10, and on 3+, hey, maybe nothing happens that round. Wouldn't that be nice? Probably going to have to do this early, as he's going to be pulling double AI cards with Vigor when he berserks. If we wanted to prevent him from doing anything on a round. All right, we've got the Guidon Lance. So it has Reach, and it has a innate Inspire. So when you wound with this, another survivor anywhere with no attribute tokens, gain a copy of each of your attribute tokens until the end of the round, once per round. Guarantee we're going to forget that unless you guys help out. Right? You notice there's a big hole there at the top center. That was where her waist armor was that she removed. Then we have Warding Tower Shield. It's slow, block 1. It has Diverting Ward. We are really going to have to remember this one. This one is that if the monster would collide with you during the move action, spend 2 survival to roll a d10, and on 10s or more, the monster stops its movement and is knocked down. I feel like knocking the monster down is going to be the thing that we need to do in this fight to win. And then the chess piece is when we do Diverting Ward, add +3 to the roll if the monster moves 6 spaces. Maybe that'll happen. It's pretty circumstantial, but that'd be nice. Higher the chance to get a 10. All right, then we've got Crusader Heirloom that's at the start, and it is matched. So we have at the start of the monster turn, you may gain 1 survival. If we do that, we cannot encourage anybody. We're concentrating. It's like when I'm painting and I don't talk. Like I'm too busy. Tridecanthus is when you suffer severe injury, ignore it and archive this card instead. So that's going to be our first option before, destroying armor to prevent severe injuries. Crusader Gauntlets, we have whenever you are hit after hit locations are rolled, you may change 2 results to 2 locations, but that cancels our dodge. So Spider Silk Armor, right? So Spider Silk Armor, right? That you get hit once, one of them can be changed to something else. So this one item doesn't require any stinking matches or synergies, and change 2 results, but you can't dodge. Yeah. Worse things have happened, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna forget all kinds of stuff about the warding and all that stuff. We're just gonna forget about it unless you guys help me out on that. All right, did we finish that poll? Have we figured out? Oh, looks like Monday. We're gonna complete that poll. We're gonna call it Monday. So Monday is our trap getter. And then we've got the next one. Which survivor is going to get the severe injury for a sever injury first? Nice typo. Nice typo. Look at this guy. What a klutz. All right, let's go to the brother of Ash Bloom. Talk about him. This guy's an idiot. Apparently, he's a dimwit. He has a full set of this Crusader armor, and we'll get to that. 6 survival, boring as can be all across the board. 1 courage. Sturdy as stone, he has anxiety, and that is the start of each showdown. You can gain priority target token, unless you have Stinky. He's not Stinky, so I gave him the priority target token already. He has a full set of Crusader armor, and that is when you perform Diverting Ward, roll twice. I think that's going to be importante. The first time you block a hit or knock the monster down each round, gain a strength token. So wouldn't that be nice? And then with his Guidon Lances, when he wounds, he can find somebody with no tokens and give them copies of his tokens. Wouldn't that be special? All right, and then he has Shield Specialist, which gives him that extra armor. There's nothing extra, right? I think I'm remembering that correctly. As far as Shield Spec. His gear grid, first aid kit, so on arrival everybody's going to get bumped to 9, I believe, except Monday gets a +1 elsewhere. Crusader Pusses, however you say that. So this one is the restricting of movement. This is why Ash Bloom decided to rip it off, I guess. -2 movement, -2 evasion, but at the start of the monster turn, if you are in range of the monster, you may gain priority target token, but cannot dash. So I believe that is kind of the way this whole armor set works, right? We want him to come at us. It's a come at me, bro type outfit, where we are hoping to roll twice on Diverting Ward from far away, and roll 10s and knock the sucker down, right? With our super warding shield. Same breastplate, same heirloom, helmet, tiara thing, headband. But he has sunspot darts, so this is our one ranged weapon. And it just seems weird that I feel like he's going to be the guy that's just going to be phalanxing and blocking and hoping he gets run over, versus the guy that's going to be standing on our stone head over there throwing darts. But man, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? They are range 5, deadly, and you can do it 3 times. When you hit, there's an inspiring flash. Survivors adjacent to the monster gain a survival. Then we have Crusader Gauntlets. Yep, change 2 results if we want, but can't dodge. So, super beefcake on this armor set, but it is a bit restrictive. And we're going to just see what happens, right? I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, now we've got Austin, who I was a huge fan of this guy in his OG release. I love the hammer. I was really disappointed, I'm not gonna lie, that he was released without a copy of his hammer in the new state that it is. So I'm glad I have his beta card hammer, because I think that's really great. But a little disappointed that this game didn't come with another card to replace it instead of the permanent gear grid one. Complaint over. All right. So now, Austin here, a little bit hodgepodge on the armor. Got stuff from many different sets. He's the only one with any luck. All right. He is unable to analyze his way out of potential perpetual cycle of death, which just means if he's adjacent to the monster, he can sneaky peek the AI deck to see what's up there. Flip it up for all to see, so we know what's coming. Strategist means he can bring a toppled pillar or a stone face to the market, and he has done so. You just can't see it right now. Then we have Beetle Strength, which I freaking love this one. I mean, this board is covered with obstacles, including ones that he creates himself. So this one is once per showdown. Just once per showdown is just the kicker for me. I just wish it could be anytime, all the time. Oh well. You can spend his act to shove an adjacent obstacle terrain away from him to the furthest board edge, or it will stop at another obstacle. Any monsters the terrain passes over suffer a wound, just auto-magically. Right? Let's see. Any survivors, however, get knocked back 7, and it ages you 1 XP You know, but who cares, right? It's a vignette. There is no after Showdown stuff. The only after Showdown stuff is this, right? The story. So these guys do not continue afterwards. This is not a mid-campaign thing. This is an outside of campaign funsies thing to do when you don't want to do a campaign. Now let's take a look at his board, because there's so much here, and this guy might be my favorite on the board here. Phoenix Gauntlet, everybody knows that one. Depart, gain an insanity. So we have to assume that somewhere in the hunt, his insanity was used, because he has none now. The Stone Smasher, speed 1, strength 8, savage, so if I crit, I do an extra. Deadly 1, irreplaceable. Yeah, that doesn't matter right now. I can spend an act to archive an adjacent obstacle terrain. If the monster was on it, roll a d10. On a 7+, the monster's knocked down. There is a lot of obstacles on the board today. And we'll get to this stone scraper down at the bottom. He can create more. So he gets a luck from the luck charm in the blue connections. If you are on or adjacent to an obstacle at the start of your act, gain 3 insanity. I mean, we're obviously going to have to be doing that often, and keep that in mind. The shoes, which have the connections, the synergies, if I spend a movement, you are not a threat until you attack. If you have the priority target token, gain 2 survival and remove it. Stone Scraper Shield. It's slow, block 1, irreplaceable, and here's the cool part. Spend an act and place a makeshift stone heap terrain tile adjacent to you in an unoccupied space, limit once per round. So this one is I'm just going to make it impossible for him to not step on one of these things, hopefully. Honestly, I feel like I should just be going around smashing tiles, the opposite of Fix-It Felix, and creating a bunch of these things everywhere so that I can go around and then, you know, knock him down. Whether that happens or not, I have no idea. And then the chest armor, if insane, ignore the first hit each round and suffer brain damage instead. That is, you know, if I'm hit, ignore it and, you know, take a brain damage instead. So, man, that is a hell of a lot of stuff to think about, to remember. That's ridiculous. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. All right. I have to go back and remember who got what. Ashbloom can't be the vote for everything. All right, so we got, what was it? Ashbloom, Monday, Ashbloom. Can we have the same survivor twice? I don't see why not. Right? It's not it's not single elimination. I gotta write these down. Right? That's legit. We can do that. Right? We can do. Dude, I'm the game master and I say we can do it. Do it. So we got Gobbled. Was Ash. Trap was Monday. I think you guys are trying to use a little bit of cheating foresight there. And then Severe is Ash. All right. Remember, I am not here to min-max, to super ultra win the game. I am here to enjoy myself and your company while we play. Now, let's go over the trap. So the Nukealope comes with 2 traps. You don't get 1, you get 2. You replace the furry, fuzzy, wuzzy tail of the original hit location. You pull that out. You pull the original trap out. And you put 2 fissions in. And if you pull 2 of them on the same attack, all the monsters irradiated or super energy thing gets flipped over back to the inert. So kind of want it to happen, right? I mean, we're going to get irradiated impairment, but I mean, we're not returning home to a settlement, so don't really care right now in this instance. Irradiated, I believe, means that when you return to the settlement, your teeth and hair fall out and you die if you don't roll well. But there is no settlement here. There is no settlement here. All right, otherwise, all survivors are doomed. The monster has 3 active traits, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and if it does not, randomly flip one of its inerts to active, and then full move the monster through the attacker, which of course is going to create a boom boom, because he's got his itchy trigger finger on his nuclear explosion capabilities. So we've got 2 of those in here somewhere. What do you guys think? We're gonna win? Do we want to win? Right? Did we talked about that the other day? Don't really know if we want to win. So we're doing this because we want to add the Nukealope, to the next campaign we're rolling here on the channel. Starting next Friday, I hope. Wouldn't that be nice if I could organize that and get that done? So next Friday. Okay, but we haven't figured out what our themage is, like what our survivors name themes are going to be. It will be a People of the Sun with standard allotment of monsters, and then with Giga Lion and Nukealope, hopefully, on top of that. Are we going to do Ark Survivors? Maya, no. That's up to you guys. You got to jump on my Discord and kind of tell me what you guys think. See if we can't come up with something that would be a lot of fun to play. Right? So that's all it's all about. Having some fun, watching me make some monumental clusterfucks appear magically on screen. I'll beat that out in post. There's no post. It's a studio. Alright. That's shuffled, ready to go. What else have we not talked about? All right, the shade. So at the start of our turn, we're gonna be, if there isn't one, we gotta put one out. Using the Sunstalker shade stuff. So it has life. So as long as you wound it, it will die. Movement of 4, toughness is 9. Target the closest threat, move, attack. There is no flow. It is 2 dice, 6+, 2 damage, and then after the damage, it's 1 bleed. And then if we kill one, we get a survival. So it is kind of tough to let it stay on the board if it's going to constantly start ticking you down with bleeds. That ain't no fun. All right, we're going to talk about Gobbled Up again. When you're gobbled up, you gain this, remove your survivor from the board, and then Crush and Devour. That's a story from the core rulebook. At the start of your act, Crush and Devour Mastication Station. And if the monster suffers 2 wounds in a single round, regurgitate. Delicious. And you know what? Do you know what? I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I rarely play Lope, I rarely play Lope, I don't think I have the Mastication card as a strain finished. I do not have this one. When a survivor dies with while masticated during Crush and Devour. So I might actually have a chance to get 2 strains today. What do you know? Forgot all about that, right? So that could be a lot of fun. So modify my Lope for the future with Undermaw. So that'll be fun. Let's put that. Where'd I put the other one? There it is. 2 potentials. I like that quite a bit. All right, what are we missing now? Who are we going to give the monster controller to? Well, let's give it to Ash, because he's going to be prio targeted anyway. And that's it, right? We ready to go? All right, who's going first? How about the monster? What is he? What does he got? What's he got for us to start off? An A card. Ram. Pick furthest. No, we don't. We won't pick nothing because we got a priority target on the board. So, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and dash with Nostin. So he's adjacent to an obstacle. So let's spend a survival. Dash. And I just closed the window that my my overlays on. You klutz. There we go. Minus on Austin. Ka-chow. 1, 2, 3, 4 is good enough for me. Let's see, and then that flow is over. Do I care to do anything else during this flow? Anybody? Was there something I should do on this flow? There's so much going on. Yeah, I don't think at the start of the monster turn, you may gain 1 survival you cannot encourage. Oh, that's a good question. What is the survival limit on these guys? Does anybody know? Is that something that is somewhere on the sheets? Because I don't ever remember seeing that. Does anybody know about that? Survival limit? Otherwise, you just keep going and going and going. They have infinite survival limit. I do not think so. Taste set is whatever you want. 11T. I'll have it as 11T. How much change you want? Well, just reach in, take as much money as you think you deserve. All right, so we're gonna get 11T. So yeah, sure. Let's have Ash Root. Grab a survival then. That was Ash Bloom. What about Ash Bloom? Nah. Right? We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? Alright, so monster's going to, let's see, just furthest threat now. Just move over. Hot cha cha cha. Oh, that damn spear's in the way. Get out the way. Alright, what's he doing? He's rolling 3. At 2 plus, no, 3, 1 plus, because he's got an accuracy token. So, any non-misses, basically 2 plus. Let's see. Of course. Of course. Oh, should I have blocked? That's what I should have done. Oh, say I blocked. Oh, I can't surge. Can't surge. Alright. Can't surge at all. But I do get an insanity for being targeted. Alright, we got 3 hits. After hit, plus 1 damage. Yeah, I know. Wah, wah, wah. No surge. Add a damage to this attack for every space the monster moved forward to the target. We go 1, 2, 3, sir. 3 damage to 3 hit locations. Yeah, no surging. Whenever I'm hit, I can change 2 of those. What else are we looking at here? The monster did not collide with me. So yeah, I guess I'm taking him, huh? Let's take him. And this is 3, 4 damage each. Holy cow! Holy cow! That's a lot out of the gate. Ooh, I can't encourage, but I could dodge. Oh my goodness. Alright, so do we want to change any of these? Probably don't want the helmet, right? Could throw that to hands. Maybe throw this to feet. Hands, feet, and waist sound legit. Sound legit to everybody. And then we'll dodge one of them, right? Dip dive. Yeah, we'll do hands and feet. 4 to hands, 4 to feet. What's up, Chrome? Nice to see you. Thanks for that follow. Hey, good luck. Good luck, man. All right, now is there any after after shenanigans that we remember from these boards. No, no, no. I cannot dodge if I do that. Almost 5x, totally 5 XP'd. So if I choose to do that... No, it wasn't body. It was waste. You guys are trying to get me in trouble. You guys are trying to get me to do a free sub. I know what's going on. You guys... And then, what do we got? We got... After attack profile, all the monsters attack have monsters grasping tail, darts forward, place the target knocked down the monster's blind spot. Ow! Fell on his keys. You know what? Let's maybe put him on this side. That wasn't the best dart, was it? And then takes 2 damage to the head. He's hurting. That was not, I think, his favorite thing to happen ever. Move that monster controller over. But guess what? It's our turn. And we got this. We got this, no problem. Who do you want to go first? Because Nostin could smash that stone face into the monster for a free wound and knock Ashroot away. And that doesn't do any damage to Ashroot, but it just knocks him away. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To knock him all the way down to the board edge. That could be entertaining. That's a free wound. Now, there are no legendary cards in the stack. It is just advanced and basics, totaling 16. So, I don't really know if there's any particular one that we need to get rid of. There's like one A card that's missing and then a bunch of B cards. So, nothing's scaring me really yet. But I have not played Lope in ages, so we're going to have to figure out what's in there. Just like it's a freshy monster. All right. We can encourage... Let's have Nostin go. I kind of want to throw that face at him, because who knows when the next opportunities I'm going to get. All right, so Nostin's going to go at the start of his turn. What is it? If you're adjacent to an obstacle terrain at the start of your act, gain 3 insanity. 3 insanity. Check. Then we have... Oh, say, this would be beetle strength. So we'd have to spend our act to do this. That's fine, right? So we're doing it. Well, where does that face stop? Right. So once per showdown, you can spend your act to shove an adjacent obstacle or terrain. If you do, move the terrain directly away from you in a straight line until it encounters a board edge or another obstacle terrain. Any monster the terrain passes over suffers a wound. Any survivors get knocked back 7. And then I age out, but whatever. Not age out. All right, so it's just going to slam into this. Monster takes a wound auto-magically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ow. And then Nostin is going to spend a survival. Yeah, throw the face. He's going to spend a survival to encourage him to come back. Not sure why. Why not? All right, Nostin's done. Although he hasn't moved. Are we wanting to move him back to that pillar? Or to the sides? Right? Where's my magic pencil? Oh, I don't know where my magic pencil is. We can either move him this way, to be next to this obstacle, that way, or actually all the way up top. Do we care? Do we want to make it random? Let's make it random. All right. Top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There he goes. I don't like to play the way a lot of other people play. I'm not a chess grandmaster, and I just play for fun. Schnitz and giggles. We'll see what happens to my randomness. All right, we have Ash Root still hasn't gone. Ash Bloom still hasn't gone. And Our Lady of Darkness has not gone. Let's see. With her, it's if I'm in darkness, I can spend my movement. But that is not where I am. However, well, that's a bummer, man. So I'm gonna have to move up and smack the lope from behind with. You know, she can dash though. Are we going to move, attack, dash to darkness, come back and attack again? Oh, yep, yeah. We'll go ahead and do Monday. And we want this thing probably as far away as possible, right? Right? Right, that's logically. So I spawn on the Showdown board. Let's see, it says Shade, Minions, Book, Showdown board, Unoccupied Space, and Darkness. Yep. That looks good to me. Alright, so I think we're gonna go... Yeah, move up and attack. I'd like to roll 3 to start. Put it far. Put it far away? We're pretty spread out at the moment. I think that's about as good as I can get. So while attacking with this, if you are in darkness, which I am, and you draw the trap, you may cancel the trap, place it back on top of the hit location deck, limit once per round. If I draw the trap now, I think I'll be okay-ish. We'll see. Alright, the attack profile is 3 dice, hitting on 6 5s because we're in blind spot. 5s or better. That is 2 hits. Good luck to us all. What do we got? Now, if she wounds from the blind spot, these become failures. So now, help me out with this one if you've done this one before. If we wound on this, and let's say maybe it's a reflex wound with a benefit, we don't get it because it's now a reflex failure, right? So this would not be the best, I guess, if we wound with that. But oh well. Let's do this one first. The Restless Inner Thigh. If we wound it, well, we do damage, but I think this turns into something else. Yep, all of its reflex reactions. So not wounds, just reflexes. Okay, that's the key word I was looking for. So wounds are still wounds, but anything that's just reflex, like this one, would become a failure. So 5 strength. Oh, looky, I got hooky right out of the gate, which, based on our history, we're gonna get tabled in 2 rounds, because the first crit on persistent injury, that always bodes poorly for us. But that's it, we did it on that one. Anyway, why not?
We did it! We did it!
So, critical wound. We do 1. We're gonna do 1. Oh, wait. Who's paying attention? Pow, pow. He's down 2. Critical wound, persistent injury, degenerating wound. The monster's injury worsens if it moves. Whenever a Screaming Antelope moves, it suffers an additional wound. Holy hell, did we win with that one. Discard this card at the end of the next round. So we get a free... I don't know, where are we gonna put that? Let's put it right there. Right, that's nice. All right, then we got this one. So this is now a failure. So if we fail, that happens. Told you. Told you. Alright, so we fail. 5 plus 2 is not... Wait, what is this guy? 11? 11. So, fail. A Screaming Nukealope frantically attacks everything around it. One at a time, target each survivor in the zone of death with a basic action. Now, I do have two... I do have 2 rerolls banked on the server. So, one of my channel's things is that you guys get to interact with me when I play these games. So I have 2 rerolls that people have already banked for generic purposes. At any point, if you have enough channel points, channel XP, you can buy a reroll. And with that reroll, you can either say, no, you did not crit, roll that again. You know, I might not like you very much for it. But you could also say, oh, dang, XP, that's bum luck. You should roll that again for the better. So I think I'm going to. You know, I like winning, but I like re-rolling too. Let's go and complete Sparkle's reroll from like Tuesday, I think, when she was lurking. All right, so re-rolling on this one. Come on, what do we need? So 5, nothing else. So we need 6s or better. Golf clap. All right, that's a wound. Again, you'd be like, that's cheating. No, it ain't. No, it's not. Just how the channel works. I like having fun more than I like being correct. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so this, but just going over, this is the basic action for this guy. It's going to target anybody, do 2 dice. Of course, it's going to be 5 dice. No, 4 dice. 3 dice. 4 dice. And with no extra damage. And then he's going to think and reveal the next hit location cards and place... Ooh, ouch. That's rough. Maybe that are not traps. Yeah, that's not good. I do not like the basic action of this guy. All right. That was our movement and our act. We can, at this moment, dash out and get into Shadow, where she will have evasion, and I feel like that's probably a good idea. So, Monday, use that. GTFO, and I'm actually saying 1, 2, 3, 4. Fiv? Let's do 5. Because no, let's do 4. In case it moves away a little bit. I want to. Oh no, wait. No, we need to be 1 away in case he collides with somebody over there. Right? Alright, so we've got our ashes, Root and Bloom. Ash Root is not going to make it since he's encumbered with clothing. He's only going to make it to here. If we move him to there and then we block, I think that's probably a good idea. Block with that awesome shield of theirs. Right? Nothing else fancy? You guys gotta remember, if I forget something, it's gonna be your fault. What do we got? So Diverting Ward is but we want him to move really far with Diverting Ward, right? So if the monster moves 6 spaces before he collides with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a toughie. Do we want to plan for that? Bra, when you played this, were you planning for that? Were you trying to make that happen? I feel like whenever I do that, it never happens. It's kind of almost like when it happens, yay! But otherwise, that's terrible. So I think I am just going to have him move and block. All right, but yo sis, what can you do? I feel like I want her to go up and stabby stab. Unfortunately, this is again one of those things where wish I had Surge. So she can move 6. How are we looking 6-wise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Come hither. Whoops. With the reach weapon, I can throw that, right? Maybe rolling 2. Again, I feel like I'm gonna miss something here. I've got that feeling. Oh, here we go. Her attack profile is 2 speed, 5 plus, and 3 damage. I'll show you that real quick one more time. So, the warding Guido coming for it. 2, 5, 3. Well, that's not the best, but we got one. We got one in there. Go big, go home. Furry throat. If you hit with a club or a shield, nope. Monster, you gain 2 luck when attempting to wound this location. We do have quite a few shields on this group, but I don't know if I really want to attack with any. If you looked real quick, that the warding shield is a 1 speed 9. You have to roll a 9 or higher to hit with only 1 strength. Exactly something I'm motivated to swing with. Then Stone Scraper from Nostin is 1 speed 7 with 3 strength. Really not doing it for me as far as my desire to smack with that versus something else. All right. Here we go. This is not exactly easy to hit this son of a gun. Yeah, yeah, that's a big miss. A whopping 5 plus 2. All right, she's got 2 strength. Ooh. Nope. All right, I can still dash away. Do I need to? Are we playing that game? Because with warding... Oh, well, she's not going to get the extra 3, but I would like to be in somewhat range for when... Yeah, let's just... Actually, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm leaving it alone. Leaving it alone. All right, monster turn. I am taking priority target. I'm doing it. Flipping my things. Taking priority target for Ashroot. He gets a survival. And then there is brace at the start of the monster's turn. Yeah, if you were in range of the monster. Now, what does that mean? In range of the monster. What the hell does that mean? If I'm in range to attack the monster? Or if I'm in the range of the monster's movement? I think that's probably what that is implying. Yeah. You may gain priority target token. You cannot dash. And then I am using the Crusader Heirloom at the start of my turn. I can gain a survival, and I can't encourage. So I can't dash, can't encourage. And then, of course, if I get attacked and I need to change some hit locations, I will not be able to dodge either. So, wow, that's a lot of fun. All right. I've done everything correct, right? Right. We're looking good. He hasn't collided with anybody. He's not consuming. Now, we still have the persistent injury. Discard this card at the end of the next round. All right, so let's pull that AI card. Unshackled is she can take her armor off to negate. No, that's wardrobe. She could take her armor off to negate the severe injury. Oh no, that's wardrobe. Unshackled is when you archive a gear, you can gain a movement and a speed token. I am not adjacent to the monster right now, so I cannot do Musk Bomb. I am diagonally adjacent, which is not a thing. It's not a thing. You're not in the room. Stomp and Snort. Random Survivor, which is not random. It's Prio Target guy. Flow. No Surge. but I could dash if I need to. Let's see. It'll intimidate. The Screaming Nukealope begins to stomp and snort. A gurgled moan sounds from its undermaw. Okay, turn to face target, roll a d10. On 4+, the target suffers brain damage per monster level and is knocked down. Target is insane, they suffer knockback 5. Yeah, I think... I think we're just going to let that happen. Alright, so roll a die. D10, result 4+. Suck a bitch! So we do not get that. And so yeah, how do you like them apples? Applesauce, bitch! Gotcha. Well, that was easy. That's how it's supposed to work. We win. But he was not the target monster controller, so he does not get an insanity. But what really, really, really sucks, did he move? No, he did not move. That sucked. So our persistent injury did absolutely nothing for us. That really sucked. Ah, the pain, the horror. Maybe we can get him to move before the end of this round. I don't know, how the hell are we gonna do that? Reflex, probably. Reflexes. Boy, that's a Bob Saget moment right there.
Oh, Bob Saget!
All right, let's make something bleed here. I'm gonna stab with her and then probably move away. So Ash, an H. Let's see, what do we got? Started monster. She chose not to. And yeah, we're just gonna stab, stabby stab. And welcome, Death. Nice to see you again, man. That's one hit. -2 toughness to wound. If we wound, blood and spittle erupt from the Screaming Nukealope's wound. Undermaw, if the wound result is even, suffer odd gain. Darny darn, we need him to move. Alright, -2, so we're rolling. Ooh. I said -2, not roll 2. Wow. Girl, disappointed in you. 1, 2, 3. Where do I want to roll? I feel like anybody being adjacent to each other is a really bad idea in this fight with his explodies. So I'm gonna leave it there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, she's just gonna move a little bit away. Call me crazy. Yeah, the raffle is still open. Yeah, Death just jumped in. How much we got left? Oh, is it a popcorn timer? Oh, popcorn timer. So every time somebody enters, it ticks it over a little bit more. So yes, yes, please keep throwing raffles in. I want you guys to go home with something. All right, I think we're gonna go with what's her face. All right, so Monday is going to spend her movement. Oh wait, we forgot. Uh-oh. So is that a 5 XP moment if I forgot to move the shade? Nah. Yeah, but we're gonna call it one anyway. That gets us closer to throwing out a gift sub. That shade was supposed to move 4 to the nearest. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's me, 5 XP. What do you expect? Alright, so got a shade on the board, and she's going to spend her movement to jump to blinds. Well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so she's going to have to dash over there if she does it. So I was expecting it to move. That's too bad. So she has a standard move of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To not be, then she's going to have to dash over to be behind him. We're gonna have, I feel like I'd rather roll 3 than roll 1 at this point in the game. Alright, her dash is gone. Right. Rolling 3 die. She's hitting on 5s or better. And we want reactions. I want this sucker to run away and get a free wound as well. So we got 2 hits there. 9 and an 8. Ruh-roh, George. Alright, we got the trap. Okay, do I want to cancel that? So while attacking from the blind side, if you're in the darkness, you draw the trap, you may cancel the trap, place it back on top. Limit once per round. All survivors are doomed. Monster has 3 active traits. It does not. If it does not, randomly flip 1 to active, then move the monster through the attacker, which it will suffer a wound while that's happening. And then, of course, Monday will take a heap load of damage. I feel like I want to pocket that. What was our prediction? The trap would be Monday. So, what the hell happens when Monday gets the trap again? During the showdown, each time one of his predictions is correct, the mental strain of endlessly recurring events is crushing. He suffers a random brain trauma. You guys. Alright, here's whether we put it back or not. She pulled it. Here's his brain trauma. There are no rerolls. And this is where I've seen the people that have played this before. I feel like the first severe anything, or trauma, or whatever, has been instant killing. There we go. Trauma. Brain trauma 9. New perspective. Knocked down and gain plus D10 insanity. Ooh. Wah wah. Could have been a contender. All I get is 2. Alright, we're putting that back. We're putting it back for now. Just for now. Yeah. Alright. And she's gonna finish the attack on this thing. Alright, because I want to get an attack in. Well, actually, hold on. Let me read this one first. So, because if it doesn't move on this one, then I might as well pull a trap. I don't care. Alright, so if I fail, if attacking with a melee weapon, it is kicked out of reach by the scream. I don't like that. Spend an action to retrieve the lost weapon before it can be used again. It's not going to run away, is it? But if I crit, its hoof is ruined. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the trap. I think I'm going to take the trap on this one. Now, I reshuffle with this one is reshuffle, right? Just like a standard trap, even though there are 2 of them. The only thing it cares about is, did I pull all 3? Or pull both of them at the same time, right? I think that's, if I'm understanding that correctly. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I feel like it's going to flip one of my things to active. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm going to do a wound to it, which is nice. I'm going to take 2 damage to 2 locations, but only she will. That's not the worst thing ever. Yeah, okay, you know what? Just because. I'm going to go ahead and let it trigger, and it could be the death knell. But alright, so all survivors are doomed. If the monster has 3, it does not. If it does not, randomly. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, let's see, what do we got? That is the prehensile tail gets flipped. So, all the monster's attack profiles are now gobbled up. Now we have a chance to get gobbled up more often. Yay! Alright. Then randomly flip, and then full move the monster through the attacker. So all the way across. And then it takes the damage. It really just is too bad. Honestly, because I needed him to move and move and move and move and move and move on this turn to get free wounds. Alright, she's KD'd. And she's going to take 2 damage to 2 locations. Hands and feet. Am I missing anything on her? Well, it doesn't matter about evasion. This is just an automatic hit. When your survival reduces to 0, gain a token. That's nothing there. It just hurts. It just hurts. Alright. And then reshuffle. Yeah, I think I just reshuffle like a regular trap time. And I think Bra mentioned this on his stream. Color consistency on the back is not great across printing editions. So you gotta be careful when you're shuffling these things. Don't look. Otherwise you'll be like, oh, I saw the trap. Shuffle again. But, I'm telling you, if you guys are watching, Hoots Peoples, I think I like your clear card sleeves. They're nice. But I feel like they should have a back on them. I feel like for things like this, so you don't have to reprint cards over and over and over again. But, I know you don't need to do like a special back for hit location cards and whatnot, just maybe put them all in one type of sleeve so we don't have this problem. Or I could just go buy my own, I can solve my own problem. Alright. Hit location reshuffled. I have not done Nostin or Ash Root. I don't feel like there's any sense picking Monday up because she's already dashed. She's moved, she's dashed, she's acted. What else? With the back, well, just because the American Standard, because they're so thin, they're not traditional playing like Pokemons and whatnots. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that one. But I still... Like my hunt events, oh dear Lord in heaven, my hunt events have 7,000 different colors, so I always know when there's something special coming up because it's a completely obvious color. Alright. I could do prio target on this guy, on Ash Root. I'm tempted to move Nostin towards the middle and smash the ground. Yeah, alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Smash the ground. Alright, what he's doing is using his stone scraper. Get that out of here. Let's get that back up. You guys can see what we're talking about. Stone scraper. That is... Use an act to excavate, place a makeshift stone heap, terrain adjacent to you, in unoccupied spaces. And we're doing that, we're trying to create a little bit of chaos, so if that monster gets onto one of those things, I can knock the monster down. At least that's the hope. Now I did not start my turn adjacent to terrain that time. So what happens there? It's only if I'm adjacent I get something. And that's it. That's it right now. For Nostin, don't really want that guy to move through her, do I? 1, 2... Dear me. And Austin's gonna get hit if I do that now. Oh boy. How am I gonna fix this one? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been saying, brah, is that I feel like they would sell 1,000,000 of them. Oh, hell yeah. Especially character sleeves. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Thigh master sleeves. You cannot have mango, right? All those things. All those stinking, like Urza, Parzival, everybody's specifically branded sleeves would be hotcakes. All right, do I want to move him? I feel like I need to. Let's get him. Let's maybe get him adjacent to that, see if we can't get him on that. I don't know. Kill me, I'm here. Style. All right. Actually, and then I'm going to encourage with Nostin. Encourage Monday with Nostin. Because at the beginning of the monster's turn, she's gonna want to be able to dash out of the way, I think. All right, we're dunsies. The persistent injury gets discarded. That's too bad. We couldn't get anything more than that. Oh well, we'll see. Yeah, I would too. I'd buy their whole damn stock. No, I wouldn't. Of course I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy anything. I'd buy everything. I'm stupid. I'm ultra fanboy. All right. Bad guy turn. Everything flips. Infage. Infested. That's actually probably one of the ones I did not want to be in the deck. Infested. Trait. When this comes into play, the monster gains +1 toughness token. Well, isn't that nice? Discovering the ticks is gruesome. Roll a d10 for each survivor. On a result of 6+, suffer brain damage, 1 per monster level. All right, we've got a flow here. I don't know if that helps us do anything yet. Because there's also another... No, there's not another flow. There'll probably be a flow on that other AI card, though. Let's do the rolls. This was... Each survivor rolls, if they get 6+, that's bad. Well, we got 2 that are bad, the rest are not. Who's red? That's Ash. Bloom suffers 2. And then white, which is Monday, suffers 2. Brain damage. All right, then draw a card. Oh, goes into play. Crap, crappity crap. Actually, I didn't read the bottom. Sorry. Story. When a survivor ends their act adjacent to the monster, roll a d10 on a result of 1 or 2. They are infested with ticks and gain a -1 strength token. All right. Pull an AI. That trait is now on the board and is now considered a wound, right? Yay! Bite. Oh, right. He's prio. The start. Which one's prio? That is the Crusader. That's a Greaves. So I choose to not be able to dash. And then I also gain a survival to choose not to encourage on Ash Root. One of these days I'm going to use those survivals. Alright, closest surviving field now becomes him. Oh, but that's if I'm in range, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am in range. Huzzah! Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Darn, he's not on the stone. Oh well, we tried. He's rolling 3 dice. Accuracy 2+. After damage, bleed. Alright. Diverting ward is only on collision, right? When the monster would collide. And I am blocking. Let's go. Well, I mean, he's 2+. I got no evasion. Right, Aziz? Come on, dude. Don't do this to me now. 3. I will... What will I? Oh, and this guy's got -2 evasion from his greaves, so yeah, basically two or better. We are going to block a chest. Take the chest. What is it? What's the damage on this thing? 2 each. Chest and waist. We're going to take that bleed. And then, oh, and then. Guess what? Chompity chomp. Gobble. Up. I can dodge, right? I can dodge one. I might dodge the waist one. Let's spend a survival to dodge that waist. But it doesn't matter. Someone's gobbled up. Now, what happens? No one had root. No one had root for gobbled up, right? Gobbled up was Ash Bloom. So each time one of Nostin's predictions is wrong, the bonds of destiny loosen. He gains 3 survival. Yay! And he's been using those, so I'm glad about that. All right. You remember what gobbled up is, team? When you gain this, remove their survival from the board, place them on this card, and then read. Crush and devour. Is that right here? No. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right. Here we go. The survivor disappears, shrieking into the Screaming Antelope's giant undermaw. You are masticated. Roll a d10. I don't think this will be pleasant. Do we want high? Yeah, we probably want high. There, like a that. A 9. With a burst of ferocity, you fight back. Roll a d10 on the table below. 6. You fight, but are chewed helplessly. Suffer damage to all hit locations. Damn. I don't get spat out? I have to roll an 8+. Holy crap. So you fight, but are chewed helplessly, suffer damage to every hit location. Oh, I've taken a light injury there. You know what? According to this, it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. All right, what was the other one I had, right? All right, I have to die in order to get my strain, which, yeah, it's crazy. I have not done that one yet. All right, so I'm gobbled. I need to do 2 damage in this round in order to get him back. Yeah. I'm just not moving fast enough, am I? Let's move a little faster, shall we? All right. Now that wasn't a collide, so no explosions. But anybody that's going to end their turn adjacent is going to have to roll for the nits. Got nits. I'm really frustrated that the monster is not on that tile that Nostin put down. Alright. Do we want our shade lady to... Oh, this thing has to move. Alright, well, it's gonna attack you now. Forgot about the shade. Where's the shade? A minion rolls 2 speed, hitting on 6 pluses. Take them apples. Ha! Nada. Nothing. Niente. I might want to kill that thing now that it's adjacent to me. Alright, who's going first? At the start of your act, I can crush and devour masticated. Do I want to try to get out again, or do I want to try to get out from somebody else helping me besides doing another crush and devour, right? That's the general gist of that. Well then, I'm going to have her come in. Just do a standard move and a standard attack. Three hits. Ooh. Did I get anything good? Ooh, first strike. Super Dance. We don't care about Super Dance with any of our weapons. Oh, obviously we have to care about first strike. Relentless Eye. The Screaming Antelope's massive eyes glisten with human-like fear. If the attacker is insane, I am no longer. Because of that last one. Cancel all hits and end their attack. Otherwise, the attacker suffers 1 brain damage. I'm down to 1. Alright, well now that one's done, so we can go ahead and wound that one. And honestly, I don't think any of these are bad. These are all quite nice. Let's go for this. Restless Eye. Big money, no whammies. Oh, that's a too bad, I think, right there. I needed 1 more. So that's a miss. Poop. Alright, now we're going to go after the giant teeth. Super dense. Doesn't matter. Crit! Well, isn't that nice? So that's a wound, and we get a resource. We don't care. We do not care about resources, not even going to hand them out. No. Then we need to do one more in the round. So we have another couple people to do it, but let's do it with her. Darn, man, 5 is not the lucky number. So we miss on that one. All right, what do you think? Well, she's already used her movement. She could dash away into shade. I think that's probably a good idea. All right, Monday's gonna dash away. Let's see. If I do that, I want to make sure that she gets away in case there's any nasties. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we're stuck. Alright. Not the worst that's happened, but I think we're going to have to use Nostin to attack now. He has a high chance of wounding, and I think that's what we need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, Nostin. 1 die is all it takes. Hitting on not that. You clut. Reroll? Do I want to use a reroll? Nah, I'll use a reroll on one that's like a death save of some kind. And no surge. Oh, he did start his turn adjacent to an obstacle, so we're gonna have to give him some insanity. Oh man, is it really up to his sister? Should I have, instead of dashed away from her, I should have dashed and jumped back in and attacked. Too late for a rewind? Too late for a rewind? Yeah, too late for a rewind. Too late. We're just going to suffer that one. Suffer my 5x. We're going to call that 2. We're going to call that the second 5xp mistake. Alright, so far I see 4 people are in for the drawing. Don't forget, hit bang raffle, exclamation mark raffle, whatever you call it, and get in on that raffle. 1, 2. Actually, I'm going to be right there. She's gonna, Ash Bloom is going to try to get this guy. And actually I am screwing my reach and I'm going adjacent. That's in case I need a musk bomb for this next one. That's 1 hit. Alright, 1 hit and I've got crap for strength. Oh, 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 ah, ah! How do you like them apples? Alright. Trap! This one might hurt a bit more. Alright, all survivors doomed. If the monster has 3 active, it does not. Randomly flip 1. So let's see, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 for that one. Alright, it is now... Oh. Guess what we forgot? You know, we're gonna call that 3 5xp mistakes because we forgot that when somebody gets gobbled up, we flip a random. So now we have all 3 flipped over. Flipped over. Let's go over those. So now we did have 2 at the start of the trap. So this trap is flipping the 3rd. Whenever a monster consumes, gobble up. And then now we're drawing 2 AI cards. Whenever he's colliding, doing the same 2 damage, and then he's going to jump to the furthest one and collide through them as well, and then we gobble up on attacks. Ooh-hoo-hoo. I think we might be in danger of winning. Alright. So, we are now full move through the attacker. Now, when we collide, a diverting wave, when the monster would collide with you during its move, spend 2 survival, which we can't because we're doomed. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ow. And it's gonna explode and it's gonna hit Austin and her. This is 2 for Austin. 2 to feet and head. And then this is for Bloom. Hands and hands. And then what else was happening here? Now, this is the trap. It's not the end of the monster's turn. So, well, poop. That was not the best. Worst things have happened, though, right? All right, we have crap because now we get to masticate with ash root. All right, masticate again. You taste delicious. Roll a d10. Critsies. All right, we get to fight back. Roll the same die. It's already burned its crits. Let's move to another one. Correctamundo. That's what you gotta do. You gotta swap those die. Woohoo! 8+. You are suddenly bitten by a pulsing organ. You tear it free. The monster suffers 1 wound. Ka-chow. Gain the Sickened Heart Strange resource, which, whatever, and Regurgitate. Suffer 1 damage to the arm's location. Alright, Regurgitate. Place gobbled up survivors on a free space adjacent to the monster. Ooh, how about there? Archive gobbled up and roll on the table below for each survivor. Well, that's some high ones there. Who's the lowest? 5 is the lowest. That is covered in vomit, but alive. Is this adjacent? No, it just says for each. Covered in vomit, but alive. You were... Wait. For each survivor. Each survivor that was regurgitated? Or each survivor on the board? That sounds like... I feel like this is for each... Or for just the survivor that was regurgitated, right? It's gotta be that, right? Am I missing something here? I'll read it again. Place gobbled up survivors. I guess maybe more than one could be regurgitated. Oh yeah, so I guess when it regurgitates everybody. So never mind. We're just doing green, which is a 10. You vindictively attack on your way out. Gain the flat-toothed Screaming Antelope resource. The Screaming Antelope suffers another wound. I'm wearing sharp armor as I get that out. Look at that. That is 3 stinking lanterns in a row. That's not gonna happen again. I promise you. Alright, and it's still my turn. I guess technically, if I did that second wound, that would have been within the round. I would have regurgitated anyway. Anyway, we'll figure that out. I don't care. But now I'm gonna have to stab it, right? Or block. Stab it or block. Stab it or block. Ashroot's kind of hurting a little bit, but I think he could stand a couple more smacks in the face. And he just did 2 damage, so I think we're going to have him block. Have him block and then maybe move. That's a really good question. Oh, I feel like I want to move back towards that rubble on the ground. Oh, but this shade is still here. Actually, I could probably go... Let's attack the shade instead. Or... do it when I can, right? Nope, I'm blocking. Blocking and moving. Oh, that's a terrible idea. Just stay there. Just stay there. Alright, so now this round is over. And it's time for another Twitch break. Alright. So, we still have the giveaway going for a free set of dice shipped out for free. All you have to do is be a follower or a sub. Subs get more entries, so more likelihood to win. And I'll ship it out this weekend. And as long as you still have to give me your address. So if you don't want to give me your address, well then I'm not gonna ship it out. I can still hand it to you at Gen Con though. But let me know. And do the enter for the raffle, and I'm gonna go do my jumping jacks and push-ups, sit-ups, and wall sits and all that kind of stuff, get the blood pumping, and we'll be back. We'll continue with this. And I have not done... How many wounds have we done? My gosh, I'm not keeping the overlay up to date. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 consecutive numbers. So actually, he's only got 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because we've got a trait. So not bad. Not bad, right? All right, so we've not done too bad. However, we know that all 3 of our traits have gone nuclear, right? So all are on their active side, all are on their super awful, painful side. And it's the monster's turn. So he's going to be drawing... Okay, all right, now we're on 3. No, wait. 4? We have 4 5 XP moments? The dang thing's got nits! So we should have been rolling for... if anybody got a -1 strength token. So that was Nostin. We're getting closer to that free sub. How do you like that? Nostin's fine, right? It's... So when it's on a result of 1 or 2, they get a -1 token. So Nostin's fine. And then Ash Bloom, fine. And I mean, technically, is that when ends their act adjacent? I guess technically, Ash Root ended his act. Oh, dude's got nits. Come on, man, take a shower. -1 strength token to Ash Root because he's got nits. I feel like I should be getting some strength tokens from him, right? When do I get that? I don't remember. Anybody want to remind me on that? Where he gets let's see, I have not wounded with lances. Yeah, I'm missing that somewhere. You guys are gonna have to remind me. Oh, that's the diverting ward, when I perform diverting ward. The first time you block or knock the monster down each round. Oh, so technically I'm supposed to be at +1. So I guess we'll just put that away. I'm at +1, -1. Nada niente. Oh shit. Would that be 5? That'd be 5. That's 5. So, 4 was nits. 5 was the strength tokens from the Crusader armor. All right. Yeah, my hands are tied. I must. So we're gonna have to do it. You know what? It's just too bad it had to come to this. Oh well. It happens. 5 XP makes 5 XP mistakes. Congrats to whomever got it. Oh, PhD gets it. It's rando. It's not something I choose. So, congratulations to people that are getting those gifted subs today from either my mistakes, my egregious mistakes. I knew they would happen today. Come on, right? There's way too much stuff happening in this vignette to not make mistakes. It's just gonna happen, right? Whether you wanted one or not, you're gonna get one. And I guess if I make 5 more, I'm gonna have to do it again. We'll figure it out. But Monster's gonna go, and I'm not too happy about it. He's gonna go twice. Let's see what happens. Boom. Here's his first. Oh, I don't like that. So the monster unleashes an awful wail to signal its terrific rampage. All non-deaf survivors suffer 1 brain damage. That's all. So, let's see. Just 1 brain damage? Pish posh. There's nothing there. You ain't got nothing. Alright. We have a flow. Do I want to encourage anybody? Let's see what happens. All not. Yeah, I probably will. Suffer 1 damage per monster level. All standing suffer monster level. What a PH debacle. PH did not want sub. Okay, anyway. All standing survivors within the zone of death suffer 1 damage per monster level. Bash and knockback 7. So, can I GTFO? Certainly Ash Root will not be able to get out. And let's count that. So it's 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. She's not even in the room. So it's just going to be Ash Root taking this. I promise, not rigged. You're like, Bra and PhD getting the subs today. Be like, yeah, I believe it. High profile bullshit. Alright. I think we're just going to take it, obviously. There's no I can't dash out. Being able to move only 3. So, alright. I take 1 damage per monster level, 2 damage. I get bash and knockback 7. Oh. Alright, where's it gonna go? To the chest. I could take monster level damage to the chest. Bash. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that other number. Alright, but that was only one. You know what I mean? That was only one AI card. We've got a couple more. Which one's the one that is... Here we go. At the start of the monster turn, draw an AI. So... Son of a bitch. Let's do it again, shall we? Ah, typical bite. Closest survivor in field. Now, wait, hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. We have flow options on the last one too, didn't we? Where I could have encouraged some peeps. And let's do that. So Nostin's going to encourage... Actually, so let's... Ash... Oh yeah, Nostin would have encouraged... Ash Bloom. Ash Bloom is going to now encourage her bro on flow. And he's going to pick he was going to pick prio target. What does that do again? It just means he can't dash. Alright, so... But she is, right? She's... Now it's not going to collide. Darn it. So... Is she going to have to dash out of D-Way? Yeah, she's going to have to dash out of the way. 9 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 6, and the other one. Alright, so Ash Bloom is going to have to dash out of D-Way. That's another survival. There. Now the monster's gonna move. Avoiding the stupid miniature spear. Stupid spear. Rolling 3 dice. Hitting on everything, because he's minus. Hitting on everything. That's so 3 hits. Why even roll? I guess you could roll a 1, right? Alright. I can dodge. I can change 2 to whatever I want, and then I won't be able to dodge. Ashroot does probably need to move some things around, because I'm taking 2 damage to this one, to each one. I'm gonna get knocked down. So waste is gonna heavy me. I'm okay. I think I'm okay just dodging 1. Blocking and dodging 1, right? Well then let's block and dodge. And take 2 to the feet and get knocked down. And then take a bleed, right? And then take a bleed. And then get gobbled up, right? I'm gobbled again. And then... So he didn't collide. He's not doing a lot of colliding right now, is he? And he's going to consume or gobbled up. Flip monsters inert to active. Okay, wait, not going to do that. Dang, I really need to pull both of those traps at the same time to get rid of these things, don't I? Right, you gobbled up again, son. You tasty. You's delicious. There he goes. Gobbled up again. Tell you what. Do we have 5 spaces away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, fudge. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so she's going to, I think Ash. Bollocks. Bollocks, blast, and bother. I've got an Austin who can create a pile of rocks under him. I need to do damage, though. I think my girl's my best bet. All right. So if I do the teleport, so if I am in darkness, I can spend my movement to place myself in an unoccupied space up to 5 spaces away, then activate a weapon. It's slow. It's a free attack. And then I can dash behind the monster and smack him again and try to get him out. Let's find out. So she's going to use her movement. She's going to slow drop that axe or whatever. And miss. Because I'm not behind him. I need 6. Wah, wah, wah. Sad trombone. Alright, now I'm going to dash. Monday's going to dip dive. Oh. Nah, go away. Don't want to talk to you. Alright, so we're up to 1 5 XP moment, an additional 5 XP moment, because we forgot to move the bad guy. Move the shade. But it doesn't move, it doesn't attack because it doesn't get close enough. Alright, now she's gonna dash. Get behind the dude. Use her regular act. I think I just spent 2 survival on accident, but whatever. Alright, this is a regular 3B. Come on, Schwartz. Oh, that one hurt. Oh my gosh, that one hurt a lot, actually. And then I'm gonna have to roll for nits. That one might be a reroll. I might have got one more channel reroll. I think I'm gonna use it. That one's from Necro. So, Necro, this one's for you. Good luck to us all. 2 hits. That's better. That's better. That's better. We've got Restless Chest, Restless Inner Thigh. Both have a wound reaction. Turn the Screaming Antelope to face the attacker full, move forward, and I don't want it to move away. That would be bad. So what do we got here? Restless Inner Thigh. Wound. Your attack disables the monster's powerful running muscle. Screaming Antelope gains -1 movement token. Let's do that one. I like that one first. So Restless Inner Thigh. What do we need? We need... Oh, and this son of a gun got that +1 toughness token too. So we need a 12 now. 12 to kill, or 12 to wound. 5 strength, 7s are better, it appears. Oh, that's gonna be toughsies. If I lie and say that's an 8, will I go to hell? It's not an 8, it's a 3. That's a miss. So, but no wound reaction, no nothing. Alright, next one. Bingo, bango, bongo. No luck, but it's enough to do a damage. And unfortunately... Oh, this is where this game starts hurting a bit. So, wound. Turn the Screaming Antelope to face the attacker. Full move in a straight line. Alright, and we can't surge. We can't. I can dash though. This is where I might have to spend some dashages to get out of the... Where is that card? To get out of the critical mass area. I am gonna have to dash, and maybe there's a way I can dash to where it's going. So on my turn, I can do something. Okay, so... It's not a trap, it's just a collide. Nostin's gonna dash. And where's he gonna go? I guess he's gonna go 5 because he's gonna full move. And then Ash is also gonna dash. Ash Bloom. Aspen. I said it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hope she's on tile. Okay. So, boom. Collide. Does 2 damage. Oh, crap and blast and bother. What are we doing here? That's 2 5 XP mistakes made back to back, basically. We forgot about the bottom of this card. At the end of the monster turn, target the furthest survivor. Monster has unlimited movement for this action. Collide through the target. Who the hell was that? It was not... Yikes. It would have been Monday. We're just gonna have to realize that we made a mistake there. So the monster, after gobbling up Ashroot, would have run over and smashed through at Monday. Yep. And then we would have had a whole different set of occurrences. We're just gonna have to just say, whoops. So this is for 2 damage to each. Oh. Not a severe, but she's gonna be KD'd anyway. Ouch. Ouch. But we're gonna have to remind. I told you guys, gotta remind me on these things. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get worse and worse. It's a cascading failure right now. The plane has crashed into the mountain. And now we're more hosed than we were earlier. But at least Nostin gets to move into the blind spot and attack, I guess. So he did his dash. You're right there, aren't you? Oh man, good luck to us all. He's rolling 1 with his stone smasher. That is enough to... that's enough to pull the trap. Oh, it is getting bad here. It is a cascading failure. Trap! All survivors are doomed if the monster has 3 active titles. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You guys ready for this? And most of us have PTSD. There's a song that follows that. All right. A cascade of cellular reactions overwhelms the unstable mass of the monster. All right, so we're reading this special little blurb because he has all 3 of his active traits. A flash of blue light scorches your eyes, followed by a searing wave of heat. So the critical zone is the same as normal, so it's 3s all around. Full move the monster towards the attacker. Sweet. All survivors in the critical zone suffer 2 damage to each location. Now is... no, Monday's not there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Yep. Bloom's in there too. Bloom's in there too. Alright, so 2 damage to each location and gain irradiated. Alright, and irradiated... I don't know. Does... ah, crud. Do I not have that? Oh, no, wait. I think it's in the book. I don't think it's a card. I think it's in the book somewhere. Let's double check. Irradiate an impairment, unseen illness during the time. Yeah, it's all settlement stuff. They have to roll or their hair and teeth fall out when they get back. We don't care. They're going to die here anyway. So the 2 damage to everything. It's a trap. So doomed, can't do squat. So that is Bloom, 2 damage everywhere. Oh shoot, I don't remember what she had. And then 2 damage there. 2 damage there, 2 damage there. And Austin. I mean, they're all getting knocked down for sure. but no severe injuries. That's nuts. All survivors with the gobbled up status card suffer star+star damage to each location. So he's inside. Guys, it's getting really hot in here. So he's getting 4 to everything. That's a severe to the hands. A severe to the waist. Severe to the body. And to the feet. Okay. All right, Ashroot. We get it. You want to die. And then place them knocked down. Well, we're not quite there yet. So let's roll on some tables, shall we? Oh dear. Oh dear, dear. So where was his? So hands, waist, body, feet. What should we do first? Hey, let's do hands. 5. All right. Ruptured muscle cannot use fighting art in a bleed. All right. What fight? He doesn't have fighting arts. All right. Let's go waist. What is that? That's warped pelvis. -1 luck. He's rolling 10s anyway. Bleed. Gotta roll 10s. All right, here's the body. Nope. That's enough. Ruptured spleen. 2 bleed tokens. Deceased. Oh, Bob Saget. All right, so we had our first death. Many rounds later, though, than I kind of anticipated. So what happens if he's dies when he's gobbled up? I mean, I didn't roll, so he doesn't heal, right? And he just disintegrates. Oh, so he just a pile of bones gets spat out in an unoccupied space and shits to the monster. I think you just digested the bad guy. Alright, the cellular chain reaction devastates the monster before dissipating. In its irradiated flesh, the monster suffers a wound. Okay. And then, all active trait cards flip to inert. Whew, thank goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. That was roughsies right there. But, we're not done. Oh, irradiated is just this unseen illness. Yep. So on your way back, you suffer from internal bleeding and die out very Ebola-like. All right. Well, Nostin got knocked over, right? Ash Bloom got knocked over from, heavy hits. Everybody's knocked over. And I'm still not tabulating health correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, well, that took a turn, didn't it? Oh man, that was rough. And nobody's able to encourage. We all just gonna sit there. I don't know. Could be worse. Bad guy turn then, huh? Since we're all just gonna lie down on the job. Ash Bloom's monster controller. He doesn't get to grab 2 this time. Just 1. Alright, at the start of the monster turn, it doesn't take an act or anything. I just can do's it. Right, so Ashroot's gone. Get that off. But Ash Bloom still could take a survival. She doesn't need that. She's got plenty of survival. Yeah, man, I don't... Yeah, because she doesn't have the Crusader, pants. She can't do the prio target. I don't know if she'd really want to right now. Yeah, oof! That's right. Oof. Alright, well, hey, this is very thematic. We got Stomp. Closest knockdown survivor. Not in view, not in whatever. It's just closest knockdown survivor. That's poor man right there. All right, what do we got? We got a flow. Who cares? All right, move attack. We're gonna do 3 dice. Whoa. Stay on the table there, pal. 3 dice, hitting on everything. I don't think Nostin has luck, but no evasion. All right, then we have body blow, always hitting the body location. And then we got another one. If this attack damaged the target, draw AI. Yeah, he's getting ultra stomped. Here we go. First stomp. Dang, 753. Everything's gonna hit on these guys because he's literally got +1 accuracy token. Unless he rolls 1, he's yep. All right, here we go. 2 damage each, and they all go to the body. Oh man, that's. Do I have anything that can help here? I have absolutely nothing that I can do right on his. If insane, what was this one? If insane, ignore the first hit and suffer brain damage and set. I think that's going to save us right there. So that's the chest thing. And he is most definitely insane. So let's ignore that one. And they all go to the chest. I don't even know why I'm rolling. The 2 hits to the chest for 2 damage each. Hey, guess what? You're knocked down. All right, you're already knocked down. And then you're slammed behind him because of the prehensile tail. And you take 2 damage. You take 2 damage to the chest. Right? Right. Prehensile tail. Just a reminder. That's what we're doing. So, this is after damage. Suffers 2 and thrown in the blind spot. I do believe that will cancel the flow on Stomp, though, because it has to reacquire. Or no, it's just doing AI again. Dang, it's not a second attack. All right, here's his severe injury. Oh, get gaping chest wound, suffer -1 strength, and get a bleed. Could have been worse. I thought we were close to the bleed in ultra deaths. All right, so grab another AI. We need to reshuffle. I can see how, I mean, because the other 2 I watched, so Braz and Big Deno, right? Both of them had the same kind of feel where, like, when it starts to go, it goes, right? When it starts to feel the wind, it gains traction and makes pain happen. All right. The monster unleashes an awful wail to signal its terrific rampage. All non-deaf survivors suffer brain damage. I do believe that is going to hit Monday and knock her down. Oh, guess what? She's knocked down already. And then we're going to go 4 out. Yeah, it's okay so far. I mean, I definitely feel like this is not a solo event. You've got to take one character and do it, right? Right now, on this turn, it's insane. You're not wrong, Mana. You're not wrong. All knockdown survivors suffer 1 damage per monster level to every hit location. All right, let's start at the top. Nostin is heavy on head now, or he was already heavy on head, right? So he's taking a severe head. He's taking... Whoa, what are you doing? Oh, he's severed. Oh my god, on everything, basically. So head, body, and feet. Alright, Nostin. The head on 4, that's decap. Yep. Alright, so Nostin just got a zone of death. Ah, man. The monster doesn't say it stomps or anything. It's just... It's an That's weird. Alright, so his head just exploded, I guess. So Nostin dead. Smash. Head exploded. Alright, now we've got... Monday's still alive, but Ash Bloom's gonna get 1 to everything, which is gonna make her have a severe hand and waste. Severe hand. Aw, was a 10. Come on, game. That is spiral fracture, -2 strength. Skip the next hunt. She will. She will. Don't worry. I'll remind myself. But 2 strength tokens on a weapon that only has 3. Oh, she's only basically wounding on 10s. Oh, dang it. That hurts. All right. But she's probably not going to survive. That was bleed, right? 3 to... What was that? The waist. That's bleeding. That is 2 bleeds. How she's not dying, I have no idea. Can it be my turn yet, please? And the good news is I can both of them stand up. Oh. Alright, the Shade is going to attack Monday. Of course it hits 10 and 9. The punishment is real. So we've got... So it does 2 damage each with a bleed. You're just hitting yourself! Oh my, she is just killing herself. This is what she had in mind all along. Actually, it didn't kill her. All it did was keep her knocked down. That's impressive. Alright. That's the same Shade we've had out the whole battle, too. I think our chances of winning this have just gone severely downhill. Would you not agree? Alright, well, guess what? Because it was from a previous turn, I think actually all of them were from our turn last turn. So all of them are up on ours. Oh my god. I am on terrain. I'm not adjacent to terrain, so I don't get my free 5. But I could attack the Shade with my act. Move, and then dash to attack the monster. No, I don't want to kill the Shade because I will have no support. I'll die. Death will be permanent. Oh, mother of... Alright, so Ash Bloom is not adjacent to the monster. Oh, I forgot all about... Wait, has Ash Bloom suffered any severes? Because... I forgot! Alright, that's 3. I forgot about her archiving stuff to cancel stuff. So, I mean, if she's already got no armor at a location, there's no reason to keep the gear, right? Especially if it's not... I mean, the Drydacanthus should have stopped 1, and the, yeah, so feel like I messed up a couple times there. Again, remember those weird quirks about these characters. The unshackled wardrobe expert, just forgot about it. And that's just the thing. So I think I'm going to take back those 2 strength tokens from that last, what was it, the body or the waist one? I can't remember, arms or whatever. And we're going to get rid of our Drydacanthus for that one. And then we're going to go back to 0 bleeds, because it was a 2 and a 1. And discard, like, the, was it the... We don't have anything at waist. It was something else. Hands? What do I have at hands? That's the thing that allows me to change 2 wound locations to ones I would rather do, but then I can't dodge. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. So I don't have the hands or Acanthus anymore. I don't have... Actually, let's do it to... No, let's not do it to feet. My Guinness. My Guinness, guys. This is a very complicated fight. Let's see. Who do we want to have go first? Oh my gosh. All right. 1, 2, 3. I mean, I guess we could be adjacent. So if we need to musk bomb that next turn. All right, warding lance. See if we can't do us some damage here. 1 hit. Oh. Well, I'll roll for nits in a moment. Okay, come on. Not a club or a shield. We need to get a crit here. Oh, dang it. We know what happens when I call for crits. Yeah, it doesn't happen. And I'm already so low on strength. The weapon only has 3, so I do not wound. And therefore I don't give tokens, which I don't have, to somebody else who doesn't have tokens. Okay. We all clear? Oh, mother of pearl. That wouldn't have been the... Alright, sorry. Alright, you know what? That's 4. 5 XP moments. I didn't reshuffle after that last trap. This guy. Be like, man, this is starting to get to the point where I won't be posting this one on YouTube. Of course I will. Of course I will. This is typical 5 XP play here. This is what we come to watch, right? We're having fun. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun. And don't forget that giveaway seems to keep ticking down. So get your raffle in. Hit !raffle. All one word, I guess. Get yourself in the running for a free box of dice. I've already used all of them. They've all been put in No, I'm just kidding. It's brand new. It's brand new. They've all rolled 1s for me. They're all in the brig. They're all in dice jail. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Now let's try this again. Oh shit! You got it. Okay. Now, all survivors are doomed. Monster has 3 active. It does not. Flip 1 over to active randomly. That is the Atomic Vigor. So now it's going to be drawing another AI card on his turn. Randomly flip over, then full move the monster through the attack. You know what? That's what I get. Okay, and then it collides and then does all the things. So I guess we're reshuffling that deck immediately. Collides, does 2 damage to the chest and hands. Okay, so looks like I'm getting rid of my... I guess my... So, yeah. No, it's because it's a trap. Every time I've been collided with, it's been the trap. So I have not done Guiding Ward at all. This is nuts. So I guess I'll get rid of my chest to ignore that severe injury. I don't have any armor there anymore now. Jeez. Guess what? You're knocked down. Well, I can't. After having watched my Ireland blow a 2-0 lead in our World Cup qualifier yesterday with the dumbest penalty. The ball's going out of bounds, and our defender grabs the jersey of a guy, and they score on the penalty. Then they score in the 89th minute, and then they win in penalties. Like, so after that major disappointment, the dice, I don't know, it's not the dice, it's the cards today, right? It's the cards. It's the game doing the game things, right? I didn't play hockey this morning because I was like, I want to be fresh, I want to be sharp, I don't want to be tired for the game today. Oh man, I should have played. Whew. All right, trap's done. Bloom's done. I could pick her up. I think I will. been a survival on Monday to pick her up for reasons. And then I think I'm gonna attack the shade. Because, I don't know, why not? I don't want it to attack me. So, attacking the shade. Yes, I get one. I got one. I don't draw a hit location or anything, I just draw it or roll a wound. And remind you that it is a toughness of 7 plus 2. Not 2! 7 plus 2! Alright, so that's a miss. Oh dear! Oh dear Lord in heaven. Run away! 3, 4, 5. I think. No, I can't. I've got to, how do I get to, in shadow? Oh my gosh. I mean, I could move here. No, and then because the teleportation. Well, I mean, I guess I could do my teleporting. I could dash and do my teleporting over to here. It does not say 5 spaces away adjacent to a monster. It just says 5 spaces away, then activate a weapon. I just swing it in the air like I just don't care. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna dash. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my plan. It's a beautiful plan. Why didn't I think of this earlier? Not much of a plan. And now it's monster turn. And technically, Ash Bloom did stand next to or end their act adjacent. They do not get nits. No nits. However, this guy's going to be drawing 2 cards now. So here's the Vigor card. Random survivor in range. There is only one in range, if I'm mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. So it's not random. Ash Bloom is rolling. Okay, no, that's good. On a result of 4+, the target suffers. Psych out. All right. Now here's my next one. Yep, closest survivor. And there's no surging, no colliding, just a whole bunch of attacking. Oh, so I've got a severe injury on that one. Is that 5? Do I get to gift another sub? Thanks for that. All right, so we roll for, well, it missed one on its attack, but she may not be there, is what you're saying? Here is Ash Bloom's, what was it, what do we call? Chest? I think chest. Yeah, I think that is bleed out, which, so I get 2 back on her. All right, so nothing awful, nothing too bad at least. Ash Bloom should have. There it goes. Oh, thanks for that. All right, so guess what? That's another one. And I love this part. All right, now who's gonna get this next one? Good luck to us all. It'll tell me, won't it? It'll tell me. Somebody got something. Congratulations, Panda! We're proud of you, all of us. All right, but she is still up. She's taking 2 damage. And what is she gonna do with it? Because I got rid of my hands, I cannot choose to do anything besides dodge. And I'm going to have to dodge. the chest and take the foot. And then I get a bleed token. And then, because of my prehensile tail, get grabbed and thrown behind. Where do I want this? The head? Yeah, I want this to my head. No, of course not. Severe injury to my chest. Is this death? Let's see. Ruptured ruptured spleen. 2 bleeds. Oh, poor girl. she's gone. She's a goner. I don't know how I feel about this. We're gonna keep moving. We're going. We're going. It's now my turn. It's done 2. Because that was the bite. Oh, and then it moved. This moves 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna spend my move to do a slow attack. I gotta do damage. I gotta do damage. All right, no perfect hits, but it is a hit. Oh, for a second there, I thought it was going to say impervious, and I was about to flip tables. First strike. Massive eyes glisten with human-like fear. The attacker is insane. I am not. I am not insane. I'm most definitely not insane. Should I be? My survival's ever 0, but that's not what's happening. All right. Here it is. Hey, Opa! And we got him! But it wasn't not a crit, but it is a wound. And this weapon does not have anything like devastating or anything like that. All right. That was our move. Yeah, you know it. Oh no, that was our move. So now we're gonna dash. Oh man. Shoot, I don't remember how many hit points he's got left. And we're gonna dash. Blind spot. Regular attack now. Do I need to take a moment? No, I don't. Let's go. Come on. All right, 2. You can't see that one. When it takes a brain trauma. Which one's what brain trauma for what? Which one? Remind me. Just help a guy out. Oh, just a hit. Otherwise, the attacker suffers brain trauma. Okay. And I mean, she's knocked down, doesn't it? Yarp. That's a knockdown. Well, no. It's a trauma roll. So... Fiv. Dangerous seizure doing 1 damage to you and adjacent survivors. Random disorder. 1d5 insanity. Or insanity. Disorder. Oh, good gravy. What could the disorder be? I wonder. Oh, that monster's not even in the room. Oh my god. All right, so when there are no perfect hits, suffer brain damage. Teleophobia. All right, telephobia. All right, so luckily there was a perfect hit in there. Oh, but not in this one, was there? So we'll take a insanity. Was she knocked down? Does it cancel this entire thing on that hit location? Gosh, I'm forgetting my stuff here. I think. All right, I can't remember. It's all starting to blur together, this fight. All right, so 2 hits. I don't think it's going to matter. I could choose to not pull it, right? I could choose to not pull it. I mean, it's once per round, right? So yeah, I'm going to choose not to pull that one. Put it right back on top. All right, this one is, if attacking, get plus luck. That is not enough to wound, so it's a big fat nothing. Well, it was nice knowing you, Monday. Because, oh man, you got nits? Nope, no nits. Ram. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 5. Man, we got close on this one, but that's just too bad. Yeah, I mean, everything's gonna hit. Everything's gonna hit. So 3 at 1 damage. Chest, head, feet. Oof. So knockdown and severe. I guess we can dodge the chest. Or we could try to die and then come back. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could just die and come back. Well, she's not going to die unless she's an immediate die, though, isn't she? Yeah. I guess we might as well try it. So, not dodging the chest. We're going to roll for severe injury. Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. Add the damage for every space. No, he didn't move. All right, well, anyway. 2. 2 for the severe injury to the chest. That is instant death. Bone fragment flies into your heart. Whoosh. But guess what? I was about to say a line from Kill Bill, but I don't think the kids would like it. So now we refresh everything on her. Heal up. Does that remove bleed tokens as well? Does anybody know that? I don't know if I've ever noticed that. No, that's from a monster side of things. Oh, wait. Oh, healing. When survivors heal, erase filled injury levels and restore armor points? I didn't know it did armor. I'll take that. So she's back to 2s. So you're saying there's a chance. I only need to do 6 damage. Monday. Yeah, it's already been Monday solo for a bit here. Too bad it doesn't give her a whole new turn. Like an extra turn on it, but it is my turn. And I am not close enough, am I? How am I going to get there? And then if I can move here and then dash behind and just pray. I don't really think... No, I don't want to... I'd rather just move and attack. Even though my evasion's going to be not. Oh wait, technically he's facing this way. I just never moved him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd be in darkness. All right, I'm just moving and regular attacking. I'm in darkness. Ooh, hey, that's 3 hits. Oh man, please. Oh, Well, I know it's in there. We know it's in there, right? But every round, because it's a new round, put it back. What do we got here? We've got Restless Muzzle. If you hit with a club or shield, get luck. Giant Mouth. Come on. All right, fine. Put it on top. Reflex. If attacking with a melee weapon, consumes your weapon. Archive the gear. Oh man, that'd be bad. So if I wound, let's turn those reflexes into nothings. Come on, 6. Michaela Maroney. Disappoint. Disappointed. Guess we're going after this one. Let's hope we crit. Well, technically, even if I wound this one, reflexes will turn to failures, right? That's the way I'm understanding blindside. Yeah, as long as I'm in blind spot. Oh, that was a lantern and now it's a 4 and now it's a miss, which means it's a reflex. At least it's not a 1 or a 2. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So yeah, if the attacking with a melee weapon and the roll is a 1 or a 2, it consumes the weapon. If it consumes, it does the extra thing and flips a card. Oh my goodness. Well, that did not work, and I do not have Surge. I could dash. You want me to reroll that one? Alright. Alright, we're pulling it back. Ace is paying for a reroll. Alright, Ace. I'll give you some options here, bud. Pick your die. Which one? Well, we're waiting. The light bluish green one. This one? All right. Good luck. You know what? Very thematic. A big fat nothing burger. All right. That's too bad. Starman. Yeah, I know, you tried. So now do we want to spend, what is it, her last survival? That's not her last. I think we're going to dash. We're in darkness. We're just going to jump into darkness again. So, flish flash. Still in darkness. We get a roll 1. No, wait. Why would we do that? That's the stinking trap, right? We know it's the trap. We're only going to be rolling 1. We're only going to get 1. That's dumb. So are we are done. Oh, I technically think I want to move into darkness over here anyway. Dash right there. That way I get my evasion. Right? I hate cheating, but I think an AoE's coming. No matter what. But I'll take, yeah, I'm dashing into darkness. Not activating the weapon. And now it's bad guy turn. And he's rolling 2 dice. Oh, do I have nits? No, I could have used that earlier. Stomp, closest knockdown, furthest threat and field of view. No target graze? My threat, I'm alright, so. Threaten blind spot. Not knocked down. 3 die. Hitting on everything. Everything's going to body. This is it. I got 6 evasion here. Alright, not field of view while in blind spot. I guess we're grazing. Where is the nearest? Oh, it's a different graze, isn't it? Full move monster towards the closest survivor. Yep, and gobbled up. Gobbled up. So, I'm not dead, but I'm gobbled. I'm gobbled. Alright, here we go. When I'm gobbled, let's see what happens to me. The last person. Oh, hey, wait a second. Did I get this from the... No, I didn't. Because the other guy got killed when it was supercalifragilistic, didn't I? So I technically don't trigger that card. This is my opportunity to get that. Come on. Alright, crush and devour. I actually wouldn't mind dying this way. A 6. The monster's mouth hangs slack. And fresh air brushes your face. You try to wriggle free, your arm reaching recklessly past the teeth. Suffer dismembered arm, severe injury, and the monster heals 1. You. Alright. Alright, well, is that enough bleed? No, it is not enough bleeds. Darn. I think it's 1 bleed, isn't it? 1 arm removed is... Where is it? Dismembered. Cannot use two-handed weapons. Just 1 bleed. Ah, I'm still in there. Good gravy. Alright. Now it's the start of my turn, right? Does a shade pop on the board? Probably. The start of my turn. Well, and at the start of my act, it's crush and devour again, right? Or masticate. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I just want to die at this point. So I am under mastication. I get a 10. You are suddenly bitten by a pulsing organ. You tear it free. The monster suffers 1 wound. I get that back. Suffer 1 damage to the arms. And then regurgitate. Good lord! The experience gives you new perspective, gain +1 understanding. That triggers. That's... Do I even care to trigger it? Blech! Am I knocked down next to it? Gobbled up in a free space adjacent. Doesn't say I'm knocked down. Oh, it does if I roll poorly. So, insight. I get to roll insight. She has 2. I think triggered at 3. Is this going to do anything? During the showdown? I mean, potentially. Alright. Alright, this is an interesting one. Gain 3 survival and 3 insanity. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, I'll take it. And now I can analyze, but I'm not really bothered by that so much. And I didn't die in mastication, so I don't get the stinking card again. And I'm right next to him in the blind spot, so let's smash him in the face this time, where it hurts. And I take a brain trauma because I do not have a perfect hit, but I do have 3. We know the trap's in there. And I feel like I should put it back. I feel like that's a really good decision. And we got a reflex in here, so let's do, well, I don't know. -2 toughness, we're gonna need it. If I wound, blood and spittle erupt from the Screaming Antelope's wounded undermaw. If the wound roll result is even, bad stuff happens to me. If the wound is odd, good stuff happens to me. And then I turn this reflex into a nothing burger fail. All right, first one. Oh, who put the damn Dreamkeeper dice in here? Oh my gosh, who did this? What have I done? Okay, so if you don't know what happened there, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But that was I should Should have looked through the dice before I did that. Well, it was a miss. So let's put that one away. Now this one. A 7 is a wound. So that turns this reflex into a fail, right? Am I doing that right? Is that the way this mechanic is supposed to be done? Right? The way I feel like the way I'm reading it is, you know, when I wound, which I have from the blind spot, all of its reflex reactions become failure reactions. So I feel like this turns into a failure. It does not happen. All I do is a wound. So I feel like, you feel like what? There we go. And if I'm doing it wrong, you guys can throw something in the comments, you know, in the post-mortem. And now I feel like I'm going to, well, actually there is no reason. There is no reason to do that, like bounce, like shadow step, because all I do is draw 1 and the stinking trap's on top. So I think I'm just going to use my movement to go in. No, crap, the shade should have gone. Oh, I was gobbled up. I had nowhere to go. So I'll just stay there then. This is not working out so well. I feel like we're getting opportunities, just not enough of them. 4 more cards, 5 more health. Oh my gosh, guys. We're just not there, are we? Stomp and snort. Begins to stomp, snort, turn to face the target. Yeah. On 4+, the target suffers 1 brain damage per monster level and is knocked down. Katie, come on, Monday. If you are insane, you get knocked back 5. Yep. How about there? Right there on the board edge. And then he pulls another one because he's a jerk. Oh yeah. Closest survivor in field of view. And he's going to bleed me for sure. I'm not in darkness, so I don't get anything, but look at that. Double 1s. That's 1 hit, and guess what? Dodging it. Take that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not in range. Did I just survive another round? I don't know, guys. I don't know how I'm doing it. Although I am on my 3rd round of 5 XP mistakes. I got gobbled up. What should I have done? What should I have done? Critical mass is now active, because I should have done that. That's every time. At the end of the monster turn, target the further survivor of the monster. It's unlimited movement. Move the monster through the target. Then stop. So, ow, 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 ow. Good God. And then Mass Effect goes boom. Hands and chest. And it's a good thing we healed. Otherwise, we'd be really bad off there. All right. When did we get knocked down? That was on the monster's turn, right? So we're stuck down for this round, aren't we? I think that we're done here. So, yeah, we're done, right? So now he's gonna turn around, stomp us. Right? I feel like I'm doing that, right? Right? We got knocked down on monster turn. Yep, so we have to wait for the next monster turn. Ram. Furthest survivor. 3, and then it's going to be not adding any damage because I'm adjacent. 3 damage. Ay caramba. Alright, ow. Can I dodge one of those? I need to. Dodging one of these. Taking 2 to the head. That was his first card. Yeah, and the after hit doesn't do anything because he didn't go anywhere. He just stood still. If this is Stomp, though, we're in big trouble. We are in big trouble. So 3 speed, hitting on everything. Everything's going to the body. Everything's going to be severe injury. Yeah. Yeah, so... First severe injury. Missed me! First severe injury to the body is a bowled over. Kicked me in the stomach and it hurt. Next one. There it is. There it is. Now we got it. So that is instant death. Oh, well, that took a lot longer than I thought it would. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. It took a lot longer. I got him a lot further down than I thought I would. Boy, that ended. That was a long, painful root canal of a fight. All right, so then we roll to reading The Last Explosion. For the last time, they did not outrun the explosion. Nostin's tears of joy sizzle on, streaks down his burning face. Flesh bubbled and melted in puddles around their glowing bones. All right, so that's what we wanted, though, right? We needed the last explosion to trigger in order for us to add the sucker to the campaign starting next week. Which I think I've heard that unlike the Gigalion, which we'll be adding as well, the Nukealope is a May hunt. So we could either hunt a level 2 regular lope or a level 2 Nukealope. So it's a May. It's not automatically replaces level 2s and 3s. So I am really looking forward to it. I really do hope that maybe somebody comes and helps me with this next time. Believe me, I'm very happy that we got some new subs out there because of what I do best. But going through this blind like I did, kind of, I've watched some videos just to kind of get an idea of how this fight's going, but I really didn't study this. I didn't go ahead. I didn't try to min-max. I didn't maybe try to win as if my survivors' lives depended on it. But I still enjoyed this fight. There's some really cool stuff. I didn't get to use Musk Bomb. I didn't throw any darts. I didn't do Wardrobe Expert properly. I didn't have a single, what is it called? Diverting ward? Not a single one. Oh, are you talking my binded laminated rule books? These are one of my my little projects I do. So all my stuff is laminated. I don't like the rule books. A couple of the rule books that I've gotten have all been torn up anyway. So I just cut them up, laminated them, took them to FedEx, paid $20 for them to bind them. Worth every freaking penny. I've got a Nemesis binder, an expansion monster binder, and a rule binder where I combined both GCE and core. And there's plenty of room left to add pages, so I'll just cut the binding and add as things come through. It's really worth it. I totally recommend doing that. I have a lot of little time-saving or convenient upgrades that I've done to my table, like these little dry erase things that I use for ass. I played like it. for my survivors, so I don't have to erase and mark on paper. All kinds of stuff. And I love the team at Scribe. I really do. You guys do a great job out there. I just don't use it. I would rather shuffle cards. I would rather just do pencil and paper. I'm old school, I guess, that way. But yeah, so what do you think? I don't know. Post-mortem this thing. I loved the survivors. There is so much cool new stuff in these, and they really just had so much character in each of their gear grids. Like, they really thought about these. Like, they did such a good job. Some of these new gear grids, like Monday's gear, holy cow! To get this in Sunstalker would be a whole lot of fun. Nostin, I feel like his mismatch looked more familiar to me. So his gear grid, I felt comfortable playing his character. Everybody else had new stuff, if then, else then. Incredibly circumstantial stuff all over. Honestly enough to give you a headache. It did. But that's it. So thanks for joining me today. I'll be back painting minis on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'll probably still be playing Seance of Blake Manor because that game is fun. I don't know. Check out some of the replays of that. That's a lot of fun. And then next Friday, I think we'll commit to it. Next Friday is the start of the next Kingdom Death campaign right here on It's Me 5XP. We're doing People of the Sun. We're doing traditional set of monsters, Lion, Lope, Phoenix with Gigalion and Nukealope now, and traditional set of Nemesises as well. We're trying to fit it in so that we finish before Gen Con. All right, we want to have this campaign done and dusted by Gen Con, so we have something to talk about when I'm there. And I don't have to worry about doing it when I come back, because I plan on playing some KDM while I'm there, and I'm probably going to be a bit KDM'd out, to be honest. Let's see, what else have we got besides the raffle and ending the raffle and seeing who gets that? I'll give you one last second to enter for the raffle. In order to enter the raffle, you have to be a follower, so don't cost nothing. And type in !raffle, and I will ship out the winner a set of new dice of their choosing. Don't see why you wouldn't. And to all the new followers, new subs today, you guys are awesome. I appreciate all of that. I'm just the guy playing games, and it's a lot of fun to have you guys along for the ride. Anything else? I got anything else? Loose ends? Yeah? We're good? All right. Let's give another 2 seconds to anybody entering, and then we'll hit the button. Pick a winner, it says. Am I not allowed to pick a winner? Oh, close entries. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, closing entries. Pick a winner, it says. It says, Ace has won your choice of the following: a Squire dice, Black Friday dice, or Classic Death dice. Probably got a feeling you're not going to go Classic, but let me know. You could shoot that in Discord. You don't need to type it now. You could think about it, ponder it. This is a difficult decision to make, and I don't want to rush you. All right. I will see you guys later. Thanks for joining, everybody. All right. Adios.